105, over 80, 51. If you look at the all-time win list in Formula One history, the numbers at the top are staggering. Names like Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, and Max Verstappen dominate the record books, sitting on mountains of trophies that look completely unbreakable. We are told constantly that we are living in the era of the most dominant drivers to ever walk the earth. But what if the history books are lying to you? What if total wins aren't a measure of absolute skill, but simply a reflection of a calendar that has spun completely out of control? To find the most dominant driver in the history of this sport, you have to look past the total tally. You have to look at the real win rate. Welcome back to Grand Prix Gold. Today, we're stripping away the inflation of the modern era to find out who truly conquered Formula One. To understand why modern stats are heavily inflated, we have to look at how much the sport has grown. In 2026, the Formula One calendar is an absolute marathon, stretching across 24 Grands Prix a year. That means a modern driver has 24 opportunities every single season to stand on the top step of the podium. If a team builds a dominant car, their lead driver can easily rack up 15 to 19 wins in a single calendar year. But go back to the dawn of the World Championship in the 1950s. In 1950, the entire season lasted just 7 races. In 1955, it was only 6. For the pioneers of the sport, a decade-long career in Formula One yielded fewer total race starts than a modern driver accumulates in just 3 or 4 seasons. If Jim Clark or Jackie Stewart wanted to hit 100 wins, they would have had to race until they were 70 years old. Total wins don't just measure a driver's talent, they measure their calendar. To level the playing field, we have to eliminate the total number of wins and look at the only math that matters: the percentage of races won out of every single Grand Prix entered. And when you do that, the modern kings suddenly look mortal. Let's look at the modern standard of dominance: Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Both have put together some of the most flawless seasons in modern memory. Yet, despite their massive win tallies, their career win percentages hover right around 30% for Verstappen and roughly 27% for Hamilton. Even the great Michael Schumacher retired with a win rate of 29.6%. To find the true apex predators of racing, we have to go back to an era where the cars were made of aluminum, the tracks were lined with trees, and the margins for error were non-existent. Enter Alberto Ascari. In the early 1950s, driving for Ferrari, Ascari was so utterly unstoppable that he won 9 consecutive races he entered, a record that stood for 60 years. By the time his tragic career ended, he had won 13 of his 32 race starts. That is a 40.6% win rate. Nearly every 2 times Ascari lined up on a grid, he won a race. But even Ascari sits in the shadow of the ultimate statistical anomaly: Juan Manuel Fangio, the maestro. Fangio didn't enter his first World Championship race until he was 38 years old. He raced for 4 different manufacturers across a chaotic, deadly decade. He started 51 Grands Prix. He took pole position in 48 of them, and he won 24 times. Fangio's career win rate is 47.1%. Think about that. For nearly half of every race Grand Prix history officially recorded for him, Juan Manuel Fangio crossed the line first. So, why can't modern drivers match these numbers? Is it because they aren't as good? Not necessarily. The modern era demands a different kind of greatness: longevity. Today's drivers start in karting at age 5, enter F1 in their teens, and race well into their late 30s or 40s. Like Fernando Alonso passing 400 starts. The longer you stay in the sport, the more your win percentage gets dragged down by the years you spend in uncompetitive machinery. Fangio and Ascari raced in an era of terrifying attrition, where careers were short, sharp, and highly concentrated. They entered, they dominated, and they left, or history claimed them before the numbers could drop. The next time you see a graphic celebrating a modern driver reaching a new milestone of 50, 80, or 100 wins, appreciate the historic feat it takes an incredible athlete to maintain that level of focus over hundreds of weekends. But remember the history. Remember that total numbers only tell half the story. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen may own the record books, but on a pound-for-pound, race-for-race basis, the ghosts of the 1950s still hold the gold standard. Thanks for watching Grand Prix Gold. If you think win percentage is the ultimate stat, or if you still back total wins as the true measure of a king, let us know in the comments below.